Ryan G. Hensley, friend of the show, has his own YouTube channel and did a show yesterday and had a guest on who lives down in Arizona or was down in Arizona and ran into Brock Purdy's dad. Can you tell the story? It's very interesting.
All right. So Ryan G. Hensley of the Ryan G. Hensley, no. So Ryan had on a guest. His name escapes me right now, but just go over to Ryan G. Hensley's show. It was his last show yesterday at noon. So anyway, Ryan has a guest on who says that who's based out of Arizona and went by to see if he wanted to get a hot tub, right? And we all know that Mr. Purdy and Mrs. Purdy have a hot tub establishment where they sell these things. Anyway, he goes in, and I'm not buying it. Who's buying a hot tub in Arizona? But he's going in to go buy a hot tub, and he sees Mr. Purdy. He sits down with Mr. Purdy. They're sitting there talking, maybe, about jets, bubblers, seat capacity.
Damn glad to meet you.
Things of the like.
Yeah.
And basically, they get to talking shop. Obviously, he can't have a conversation with him without bringing up Brock. And one of the questions that he brought up to Brock is basically, hey, man, how is it? How does Brock feel about the team? How's he feel about, being coached by Kyle? And he says that he reads body language good. Mr. Purdy kind of looked away, looked up into the sky, and really took about a 5-second pause before he answered this question.
Pregnant pause.
Pause, if you will. And Mr. Purdy told this man, well, number one, Brock's not going to throw anybody under the bus, but they will say this. Out of Brock's entire career, he knows that the best asset that Brock has is his mental acuity. Brock is a very brilliant young man. And he has never been in a position where they don't understand. They have one question for Kyle. The question would be, why has Brock not been given the opportunity to call audibles? Why can Brock not change the play at the line of scrimmage if he sees that it will not work? And immediately I went off because the day before we had the 4-man front. And when we talked on the 4-man front, a question from you during the show was, why will the 49ers win the Super Bowl? Why will they win? And my answer was, they will win when Kyle gives Brock ownership of the offense.
Which is when pigs will fly.
Yes, that will never happen. Right? So we see it. Brock Purdy's family sees it. And it's something that needs to be spread. That right now, you can say whatever you want about Brock as a quarterback, but the truth of the matter is that he's not being empowered to truly do his job. And that's on Kyle. Kyle needs to let go of his etch-a-sketch offense, give it up. And I think that one of the biggest things, while Kyle doesn't like giving the offense up in a certain aspect, is number one, trust, obviously, right? But because he can be challenged when it's a collaborative effort, right? You got to move over and give a little room when you give somebody else ownership. And you have to answer questions as to why are we doing this? And I don't think that Kyle has reached that junction of his career yet. And it's a shame.
Do you think Kyle Shanahan would give that type of ownership to any quarterback?
No, I believe that he gave that ownership to one quarterback. I think that he gave it to Matt Ryan. And that was after Matt Ryan was a grizzled vet who had already won an MVP himself. And that was after a full year of them struggling, going 8-8 with the same exact team the year before. And Matt Ryan had to sit Kyle down. Go.
You know why I think Kyle likes Kirk Cousins so much? Because he'll just do what Kyle says.
He'll just do it.
He'll just tell me what to do, coach. I don't need to be Peyton Manning. I don't need ownership of this offense. I'll just execute. That's what Kyle wants. It's like he's holding the PlayStation controller. He wants to be able to press triangle, and he wants the quarterback to do what he wants when he wants it.
Well, you know what's emblematic of all of the quarterbacks who have had any symbolism of results is they've all owned their offense. Tom Brady owned his offense, right? Patrick Mahomes, that's his team. I know Andy Reid coaches it, but they played for Patrick Mahomes. That's the difference, right? Right now, we have a lot of guys on this team that play for Kyle Shanahan, but they don't play for Brock. And you see it on the field.
I'd have to say they play for themselves, but that's
okay.
This season.